What's up gamers, DreamcastGuy here, and I just finished watching the Sony State of Play for September. A lot of us had rumors and stuff that this was going to be a major PlayStation showcase, something that was going to reveal stuff like Wolverine or Spider-Man 2, and instead, it was much more focused on Japanese developers, much like Sony themselves sort of tempered our expectations. We got 10 games in 20 minutes, and honestly, the best truly was for last. God of War Ragnarok got a delicious new trailer, but I want to talk about the other 9 games as well. Hello, hope you're having a great day. Please like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. I actually have to leave for a sword fighting class here in just a couple minutes, so let's actually break this down and see the good, the bad, and the ugly. Starting off, we actually got a big grand reveal for Tekken 8. Honestly, this teaser trailer was incredibly impressive. It was very thematic. It showed a full match, essentially, except very crazy cool editing. Lots of bulging muscles and crazy flashing lightning effects. I did not play a ton of Tekken 7, I played a decent amount of it, but this looks incredibly good. I'm already ready for it, just because each of the Tekken games typically has crazy DLC characters, very good balancing. This game already just looks so great. I'm definitely on board with it. Following it up, we got 2 separate PSVR titles, both of which honestly did not really stoke my interest. The first one was called Tales from Galaxy's Edge. This is sort of like almost an interactive world explorer. It looks like there's going to be a little bit of combat. For the most part though, it does seem like it's just built for the fans of Star Wars to do puzzles and talk to weird aliens from the Star Wars universe. I'm not really into Star Wars, so I'm probably not going to pick that up. This other game they showed though was a VR card strategy game that was called Demio? Very unique. I actually do enjoy board games and card games quite a bit, but the idea of adding a VR element to it, so the board is a physical thing and like all the little figurines and stuff moving around, their magic and stuff, I don't know if that's actually going to work, especially because some of the rumors are that the PSVR2 headset may end up being like $600. If this is the kind of stuff on the box, I do feel like people are going to be a bit confused, to say the least. Next up, they showed perhaps the biggest surprise of the showcase other than God of War, which is a game that came out a long time ago that we assumed would never come to America. So right now, Yakuza is completely exploding in popularity. I've been playing Yakuza for a very long time, so obviously I'm very happy about this, but they have finally decided to bring over Ishin. So there was a samurai, almost, it's like a for funsies game they did. It takes place in feudal Japan with all the characters sort of just for no reason, time travel written to be in the ancient past, going on a typical silly Yakuza adventure, but with swords instead of the typical back alley kung fu we've been getting in your standard Yakuza games in Japan. So this seems incredibly cool. I'm actually shocked they're finally releasing this. I honestly feel like we gotta thank the fans because these games just keep getting higher sales numbers, higher review scores. I think it finally pushed Sega. They said they completely rebuilt this game so it looked great on modern engines. This was originally released on the PlayStation 3, and boy howdy does it look good on the PlayStation 5. It's called Like a Dragon Ishin. That's great. Now next up was a very peculiar one. They showed a bit more gameplay for Wizard's Legacy. God, what do they call it? Hogwarts Legacy. Hogwarts Legacy. They showed a very spooky side quest where it looks like they're going to Hogsmeade, that like haunted witch's shop in the Harry Potter universe. You've probably seen it in the movies and stuff. This is actually going to be an exclusive quest to the PlayStation 5 version. And it did look kind of horrifying. It was kind of weird and creepy with ghosts and spooky voices and stuff. Harry Potter, I keep calling it that. I can't help but call it that. This game, this magic and stuff, honestly, the gameplay does look better and better the more we get a chance to really see it. Next up was another peculiar entry, which is they came out to talk about PlayStation Stars. This is a new reward service that's coming to PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, where somehow by unlocking trophies, we're going to get special rewards, like collectible digital models and stuff. And they showed the first one, which is Ape Escape. This still doesn't fully make sense to me. I just don't really quite get the appeal. I hope this doesn't turn out to be NFTs. PlayStation's claimed it's not, but it certainly kind of looks like NFTs to me thus far. Next up was a robot anime game called Sin Duality. It didn't really make a lot of sense. They didn't really give us a lot of context to why these mechs are fighting, or if they're in the future or the past, or what was going on. I mean, it was very graphically impressive, whatever the engine is, and the bottom of the screen said there was going to be some sort of online play, like possibly versus multiplayer. So that looks pretty good. Next up was a revamp of Project Eve, a game we have seen in the past. So previously when we saw this, it was something that very much looked like Nier Automata mixed with Devil May Cry. Something that has big gooey monsters going against little tiny waifus that could samurai shoot the hell out of you while flipping around 18 times. So they showed off a lot more combat. Graphically, again, this game looks really good. They did say it's coming exclusively to the PlayStation 5, and they finally gave it an actual name, which is going to be Stellar Blade instead of Project Eve, which, you know, honestly, in a weird way, Project Eve had definitely grown on me, at least thus far. Next up was another feudal Japan game, but this is one that's been rumored for a bit. Koei Tecmo is making a very interesting time period of classic Japan, which is the invasion of the West. What I mean is that there was this weird time period where Japan had always been this island nation. They'd had their wars, they'd had their peace, they'd had their crops, they'd had their own inventions, but suddenly all these Westerners are coming in and they had different technology, guns, bigger boats, crazier sails, gunpowder and explosives and stuff like that. And it really encroached in on classic Japan. It really changed their history. It seems like this game takes place specifically in that time frame. It shows the character actually opening up a wingsuit, getting out classic guns and using those sometimes in a fight as well, along with seemingly being open world. That's what the rumors have been saying. Koei Tecmo has kind of been making some really, really good games that are not just fun to play, but are getting increasingly big budget. This is apparently going to be a PlayStation 5 exclusive. The biggest downside, it's not coming out till 2024. It's called Rise of the Ronin. It looks fantastic, but this is one of those things that I feel like we're going to be seeing trailers for quite a while, unfortunately. Now, this state of play definitely ended with the strongest game possible, which is God of War Ragnarok. This is a pretty beefy new trailer we got that had a surprising amount of combat in it. Lots of fighting different monsters, getting a chance to see different environments, and also some interesting narrative beats. Lots of what seems to be monsters or bad guys talking to Kratos, saying that he is not welcome here. It makes it sound like they kind of despise the fact that Kratos calls himself the god of war, but they said, nobody's worshipped you. You don't help anybody. You just kill people. You're just this massacring, selfish jerk. And it even has this interesting clip in the trailer, which I don't know if I'm even going to have a chance to edit this in because I have to run out the door to sword fighting class here in like 6 minutes. But I do find it interesting that they showed him like putting down his axe and stuff. It does look like almost that Kratos wants to retire. I do think this is heavily hinting that Kratos is going to die. Maybe they're just trying to psych us out. Maybe they're just trying to, do a little bit of the loop-de-loop to try and bait some sales. But it does look like the trailers are kind of hinting that this is the end of Kratos, at least of him as the God of War. There was a freaking incredible flash in this as well of him fighting Odin, which looked incredibly freaking epic. Holy heck, fighting Thor. Thor looks so big, so freaking scary. I am so freaking excited for this game. They did reference Odin. They called him the Allfather, which is obviously Odin's other name. I do think we're going to end up fighting Odin and Thor in this game, and it just seems so epic. This is the end of the Norse storyline. This is maybe the end of current-day Kratos. Atreus seems to be more powerful. They actually showed Atreus fire an arrow, and it instantly made it nighttime. Clearly, whatever bonkers powers Atreus is managing to stir up, something is going on, and obviously I'm going to buy the game, but I am eternally curious to see it, to see the story, to watch it all unfold. But what did you think about it? Are you excited about the future of God of War Ragnarok? Did you watch the state of play? Did you enjoy the state of play? Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a big old thumbs up, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. But do me the biggest favor of all, and keep dreaming. Oh my god, I'm so screwed on time. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.